So what on earth was that second reading all about? Just to note that Meister Eckhart was a Dominican friar in the 13th century. And he preached and wrote stuff that was so radical that he was one breath away from being burned at the stake by the Inquisition. He escaped because the person who led the Inquisition died. Talk about timing. Jennifer asked me to preach on the reading this Sunday, but I added the last part about the name of God, because for me, it is absolutely critical. It is absolutely essential for everything that we do to issue out of a knowledge of who we know that we are. Meister Eckhart knew who we are, who each one of us is. We are in God. And this name for God that we have from the book of Exodus, it's absolutely astounding. We've heard it so many times that we just kind of gloss over it. But the name of God is I am who am. Or in popular English, I is. No direct object, like God is love, God is light, God is this, God is that. It is a proclamation that God is. And when we understand and enter into the isness of everything, everything else issues out of that knowledge. This is an astounding proclamation, especially for when this was written. People at the time that this book were written were worshiping rocks called Baal, B-A-A-L. They had notions of God that were figures or concrete objects. And then we have this, and it's written in Scripture, this understanding, this revelation of God as something that is so much more. Something that is not pinned down. There is no God in a box. Not even a very big box. If you want to put God in a box, then maybe use the universe. That's a pretty big box. 15 billion light years since the beginning to where we are now. God is immense. And in today's day and age, especially from some Christians, their God is way, way, way too small. And when your God is small, you can exclude, you can judge, you can bring and force people out of the picture. If you're not this or that, then you are not in God. If you're not the way I see the world, then you do not belong. But the image that Christ comes to us with and his love is something far more expansive. It's an understanding that we are one and intimately tied with who God is. In fact, we are in God. Everything is in God. And so when Jennifer asked me to preach about the plight of immigrants and refugees, the motivation, ultimately, of us doing something for them is an understanding that we are them. We are them. They're not other. We and they are one. We are connected. I don't know how many people of you have seen How to Train Your Dragon. It's a movie. And there's a question that's posed to the hero. His name is Hiccup. What a name. And he rescues a dragon named Toothless. And Hiccup is asked at the end of the movie, or at the end of the why didn't you kill the dragon? You've had 300 years of Viking history. To be a Viking is to slay dragons. Why didn't you kill the dragon? By the way, Hiccup learns not to kill dragons. He learns how to ride them and fly through the air, and teaches everybody else to do the same. Why didn't I kill the dragon? Because the dragon looked afraid. And I looked in the dragon's face, and I saw that the dragon was me. That is what you and I are called to do, is to look in the face of the other and see yourselves in the other. We have two great commandments from Jesus: to love God with our whole heart, mind, soul, and strength, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. I wish he would have finished that second commandment with love your neighbor as yourself, because your neighbor is yourself. Love God with your whole heart, mind, soul, and strength, because you are in God and God is in you. It is all one. One of my pastimes is studying cosmology and mysticism. And since I've been a really great human doer for most of my life, in my retirement years, I'm taking a spin of being a human being, and just finished a week-long meditation retreat with Zen meditation, coming into the presence of God. And once we come into the presence of God, we realize that there are no barriers. There's no us and them. It is only us. We cannot exclude. We can only be one and include, with the dramatic force of love. The letter of John says that God is love. And if you have to use a direct object, I guess that's okay. But the love that you use as a direct object, if you're going to refer to God, has to be really, 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 really large. I mean, it has to be larger than a grandparent's love for their grandchildren. And that's pretty big. I've seen grandparents do amazing things in order to be with their grandchildren. But it has to be bigger than that. It has to be bigger than a parent's love for a child. And that is the journey that we're on. So the title of the sermon is God Who Liberates. And most of the time we are taught that what we're about is that we're part and parcel of the act of liberation of others. That's our work. But the first work is to liberate the world from us and our judgments and our othering of people. Once we do that work, then we can continue to do the work of liberating others. And boy, is there a lot of liberation that's needed right now. I don't know about you, but I am brokenhearted. I am brokenhearted where we are as a nation today. And Jennifer and the UCC and Christians around the world are saying this separation has to end. We are called to reach out to all, and especially the most vulnerable. Not because it's the right thing to do, not because we're supposed to do it, but we do it because we come to the realization that the other is us, and we are the other. We are one. I want to finish today with a piece of prose that was written by Marianne, Williamson, and you probably have heard this before. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We are in God. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Our prayer this day is that God will liberate me so that I may go out and provide liberation to others. One of the liabilities of being retired and not doing this every week, you forget a piece of your sermon because I don't use a text. And I wanted to end the sermon with an exercise that you can take to your prayer or to your life. And it's simply this: ask the question, who am I? And go deeper and keep peeling away the onion so that you can discover the core of who you are. You'll start with your profession or all the people you know, the other responsibilities in your lives. But as you go and peel away layer after layer, go deeper. Keep with the question, who am I? And if you come to an answer, you have not gone deep enough. Keep going. Who am I? I want to know. If that is your desire, then I am and you are will be discovered.